The directive I'm signing today will refocus America's space program on human exploration and discovery. It marks an important step in returning American astronauts to the moon for the first time since 1972 for long-term exploration and use. This time, we will not only plant our flag and leave our footprint, we will establish a foundation for an eventual mission to Mars and perhaps someday to many worlds beyond.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. It's a painful process to build it back again.
Many of us and many other people in many places have speculated on the meaning of this first landing on another body in space. Would each of you give us your estimate of what is the meaning of this to all of us?
You want to try that? Yeah, for you.
That's how fake what they're showing us is. That it is fake because it's fake. And they're going to continue to fake it until they're gone. They must only exist to perpetrate the fraud. That's their entire goal.
We've been lied to. I will not be fooled by aliens coming because there are no aliens. There's no space.
It's bottom of the barrel garbage. I don't see anything that tells me that we've been outside of low Earth orbit. So if that's the case, then that means that they can only get so high and they might be able to fly around at that height. But after that, everything from that point, and if you want to know that point, watch any space launch video. It's the point where the camera switches. Simple. So many people believe things that they've never done research on because it seems to be matter of fact.
You have to use your own imagination as to what the world might be because we were lied to about what it is. My imagination isn't trying to deceive me.
This world is very different from what most people think it is.
Rise up, look at that great cosmic light and think about it. That gets up in the eastern horizon every morning and moves across the sky with a kind of symphony of motion and paints its technicolor across the blue, a light that man can never make.
Very simple indeed to just silence everybody, put an end to this topic once and for all, turn the Hubble around and show us Earth in real time, zooming in onto a place so that we can see what's happening at that place, and we know that there is something up there looking down on us from space. But they will not do it. They can't do it. It doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist.
The same guys that faked 6 moon missions, the greatest human achievement of all mankind, they faked 6 of them, and this is where I thought we had like scientists just fucking, oh, there's all these scientists with their telescopes and they're looking, and that's what I thought. I go, what about all the scientists? Yeah, all these scientists, they're looking at telescopes. That's what I thought. But they're all looking at telescopes, all these scientists. They're looking at telescopes. And then you find out they're not fucking looking at it. The same motherfuckers who fake 6 moon missions, these are the same guys that are giving us all our information on space. Right there, I'm like, oh, they're lying to us. Everything they're saying to us, they're lying to us. Everything is a lie. They're all saying, but the information about space, no, that's true.
I get that.
That's true. No, it's fucking all bullshit. All you got to do is look into it, and you're going to realize that it's all bullshit. All bullshit. All the information on space, bullshit. Can you name 5 scientists that are alive? Name 5 scientists that are alive. I'm waiting.
This next question comes from Twitter user Aku, who asks, any estimations on how old these discovered exoplanets are?
Yeah, the age of the star and the system itself is poorly constrained. We know it's not very young, it doesn't show signs of youngness, so it's at least 500 million years old. But we can't say more because these ultra-cool dwarf stars, they evolve super slowly. Their lifetime is 1,000 times larger than for a sun-like stars. So we don't see them evolving, so we can't constrain their ages.
All right, this next question comes from Facebook Live here. What is the distance between these 3 planets? Is it something like 500,000 kilometers? And what is the distance between E and the star?
The distance between the planets are a few times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So we're talking about something like millions of kilometers and not hundreds of millions of kilometers for an Earth around a sun-like star. And for the planet F, the distance is something like 5% the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So it's much, much closer to its star.
I think it's important that everybody does their own research, and I try to point that out as often as possible, and I try to say it as often as I can, because if you ever are listening to what someone's telling you, or you're watching me point out space fakery or what I think is a hoax, I'm doing that to kind of get you on your way. But all of space travel is fake. All of outer space and the way that we've been taught it, planets and nebulas, is completely different than we've been taught. And that realization ultimately comes with looking into this stuff yourself. People think space is what they've been told because they've been told. And that goes for scientists, that goes for professors, to look into the things that they're teaching. To tell children that they're spinning on a ball is an extraordinary claim. And to say that we're flying through space and that the atmosphere sticks with Earth sounds like extraordinary claims. Sounds like it's just ad hoc explanations for things that we would see on a spinning ball that we don't see because it's not spinning and it's not a ball. If they found out that what they're teaching is a lie, they would all stop tomorrow. And so I think that the main point of what I'm trying to say is going to be the importance behind actually doing your own research and showing NASA to be the fraud that they are. Because of the education that we were given and because of the indoctrination and because of every TV show and video and commercial and logo, if you're about the truth, if you care about actually talking about what things are true and you actually respect people who are willing to speak out about that, then you will come to the realization eventually that we've been lied to, on the largest possible scale. But I also know 100% one thing, and that's that they're hiding God. Without a doubt, in my mind, that is the reason for this all. And like you said, people are getting paid to do it.
Students' claim is reigniting the debate about prayer in schools. The high schooler says an administrator kept her from praying before she ate her lunch.
Senior running back Pedro Banda scored the touchdown that would send his team to the playoffs for the first time. But what Pedro did next got him kicked out of the game and put his football future in jeopardy. He pointed his hand to the sky and thanked God.
When we say public schools, what we really mean is government schools. We have given to the government the role of educating our children. I think that's a bad idea. Very bad idea. Very bad idea.
Students all across America, thousands and thousands of students who are learning. They're learning about space flight.
Wouldn't that be nice? Can you believe that space is going to do that?
NASA does what they can to teach you about something you'll never experience. And they force it down your throat as if it is part of your experience. And people have adopted it as if space travel is part of their experience, as if orbits are part of your experience, as if satellites are part of your experience. Because of the research I've done, that clearly shows me that these things are not legit. And I think people need to really take the time to look into satellites, for instance, just as an example. That, yeah, we're told satellites exist, we're told what they do. And if I say they don't exist and somebody makes a video and says, well, right here, you can go to this website and it says right here the satellites exist and what they do. If it's a deception, well then, no shit, Sherlock, if you go check out a web page that's about satellites, then you're not going to find the deception there. It's something that people just don't do. They don't demand proof of things that we're told. That's the problem. It is absolutely a joke to be shown CGI images, to be shown black and white images of Saturn's rings. It's a joke. It is absolutely the worst thing I've ever seen because of what it does to the minds of people. And science should always be about moving towards the truth. And science should never be settled. It should never be settled science. And it should always be open for question. It should always be open for new evidence to come along. And that's not the science we're given today. We live in the world we see with our eyes every day. You can recognize what's real, what's real, what's real, what's real, and what's not, and what's not, and what's not. I'm not going to adopt something as my belief until I've done the research behind it, and you understand that, and you recognize the power behind research and investigation.
And I want y'all to be honest as possible. Do y'all think the earth is flat?
No.
No? Why not?
Earth.
Who told you that?
History, fourth grade. Yeah, science teachers.
You don't think so? You don't think it's flat?
There's possibilities.
Possibilities?
Just because maybe. We've been raised.
Y'all think we moving? You think we spinning?
Probably.
I mean, that's what the science books say.
Gravity.
Do you feel it? So what is gravity?
Oh, I don't know the true definition.
You think it's a ball? And what's your best proof that it's a ball and that it's not flat?
Because of the satellite, they show the image, that's the way.
The satellite? The pictures that you see? But you yourself, can you feel the Earth spinning right now? No? Okay. Have you ever seen the Earth curving? Me neither. You know why? It's because the Earth is flat and it doesn't spin. Look into it.
You prove to me that the Earth is round.
I mean, obviously I can't.
You can't. Because all you can go by is what? What you read and what you were told, right?
Exactly.
But what you see, the people that told you that the Earth is round also say that we're spinning on an axis going around the sun.
Yeah.
Do you feel it?
No.
Have you ever seen the curve?
What do you mean? Have you ever
No,
seen
the Earth curve. Have you ever seen it?
No, of course you can't.
You can't see it.
No.
Exactly. So how? How is it right? It can't be. It can't be.
Okay.
It can't just be. It just is.
So many times during spacewalks outside the International Space Station, we can see air bubbles rising up. Can you touch on how there are air bubbles in space?
Can you be more specific? Air bubbles?
So yeah, like a lot of times during the footage, the NASA footage, you can see bubbles coming up out of the helmets or kind of from underneath you.
Often on the outside of the space station, you'll liberate little pieces of, it's a really harsh environment out there, and the outside of the space station gets beat up pretty good. And sometimes, you'll see just little flecks of paint or something that you might have disrupted floating away from the suit. And, that's generally what that is. I've never seen any kind of air bubble anywhere.
Yeah. Could it be that you're filming in an underwater pool and you're not really out there? I encourage everyone to look up bubbles in space, hashtag bubbles in space. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I beg you to do the research that I've done, which is just simply go and look at this stuff. Really question everything, because if they faked it once, what's to stop them from faking it twice? And what's to stop them from faking it all?
Everything about this world is fake. Fake food, fake political system, fake religious system, fake medical system, fake skies. It's unreal.
The American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest.
There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilized it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn it.
So yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government in New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans
worldwide,
millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir. And if somebody had told me that that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. That they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world.
Chemtrails. You know, when I was a kid, I used to see
these trails in the sky all the time. And so that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing and you didn't know why. Okay, and you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. But I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know.
You don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order. A new world order where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind. A new world order can emerge. There is the very real prospect of a new world order.
You cannot prove a lie.
Well, you say, for example, that there were no planes that hit the World Trade Center. Is that your contention? Well, did you see the videotape that the rest of us saw?
What you will see is a fake, a cartoon display.
You're suggesting if that there's some kind of cartoon animation there, you're suggesting that the news media was a part of this. That
Yes,
those pictures came from the news
No
media.
second plane. It was a bomb. Bombing in the building, not second plane. That was a bomb. Who said the second plane?
That's what we're told. The second plane. We saw it on television. We saw it on television. We saw it on television.
I did not see a plane go in. That just exploded.
I didn't see any airplane.
Did you see it? Yes, I saw it. It just blew up. A big explosion.
Everything I saw told me it was bomb building.
And then the South Tower just exploded.
The second building went off.
It just blew up. I was underneath it. I was looking at the tower. I had my camera in my hand. I heard the noise. I never saw the airplane. I never saw the airplane.
That's what we're told. The second plane. We saw it on television.
I never saw the airplane. I did not see a plane.
I didn't see any airplane.
It blew up.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a plane. I learned that from the news media.
And we saw it on television. And we saw it on television. And we saw it on television.
Charles Jaco, CNN, reporting live from Saudi Arabia. Oh, I love this country so much.
You guys just don't have a clue.
Now, when you detect this, you can tell it's been launched. Thank you. Boy, did I almost look stupid.
If you are able to take a question, did you think that the possible threat would be over because it is now morning there? It's what, just after 6 o'clock in the morning?
The whole thing is everyone assumed that the threat would be over because it was early morning. But the thing about Saddam Hussein is that he has never done the expected, and right now we have... All right, we are now led to understand that there are also firings in another city in Saudi Arabia. CNN's Carl Rochelle is here with me, just came up. Carl, I know we can't be very specific given these restrictions, but within those parameters, what did you see?
Well, what I saw, I didn't see anything hit. I looked almost straight above us. There's a vapor trail coming from my right to my left, and there's a cloud of something. It looks like it might have been an explosion, a cloud. I'd say...
He's putting on the gas mask. There hasn't been any gas dropped here that we can tell. You may smell some of the fumes from a missile exhaust going off. This is using rocket and cordite.
We're just brainstorming here. We're trying to figure out how to make the news less boring.
The news is supposed to be boring, Ron. Serious stuff.
I just don't know why we have to tell the people what they need to hear. Why can't we just tell them what they want to hear?
Wait. Say that again?
I said, why do we have to tell the people what they need to hear? Why can't we just tell them what they want to hear?
And what do they want to hear?
Good evening, and we come on the air at this hour because we are following developments out of Manchester, England. Reports of an explosion at an Ariana Grande concert, urging people to stay away from the area. They have confirmed multiple fatalities.
And what do they want to hear?
To reports of a shooting, we're told, at Newton Elementary School. This morning, it's in the southwestern part of Connecticut. That's according to a police spokesman, Lieutenant Paul Vance.
And what do they want to hear?
Police have now confirmed at least 4 attacks in the city of Paris. The AP reporting there were suicide bombers outside the stadium. You could hear it right there as the game was going on.
That's the fucking problem. The people that are gullible and they just buy all this shit. That's the problem. It means everything we see on TV is all programmed. Not like just some of it. I trust them here and I trust them. These are straight.
That's the Truman Show.
Corruption, straight brainwash, mind control.
So we'll see if Robbie Parker, I assume he's going to come out to the microphones now and make a statement. Looks like the family is there and they're getting ready to come to the microphone. So we'll listen to them.
Okay.
So my name's Robbie Parker. My family is one of the families that lost a child yesterday in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings here in Connecticut. I've been contacted by so many people and agencies wanting to know how we're doing, and I just thought that this might be the best way to share those feelings with everybody. I'm not mad, because I have my agency to make sure that I use this event to do what I can.
Crisis cast. In a crisis, revert to training. Selling the service of crisis actors. Let's go through this website a little bit and take a look. Crisis cast, award-winning role play actors and filmmakers specially trained in disaster and crisis management. So this is very real. We dramatize events for emerging security needs in the UK, Middle East, and worldwide. Our specialist role-play actors, many with security clearance, are trained by behavioral psychologists and rigorously rehearse in criminal and victim behavior to help police, the Army, and the emergency services, hospitals, schools, local authorities, government, private security firms, shopping centers, airports, big business, criminal justice departments, media, and the military.
country western concert, and you were right near the front. Corinne, what just started happening?
They started shooting, and everyone stayed down. And as soon as everyone started to get up to run, they just kept shooting. And it's like literally like 5 minutes of just shooting, and people just kept dropping. And it's definitely someone on the ground. Definitely, most definitely. The way they heard it, the crowd and all of us, and then they kept coming. They even came into the back staff parking lot and shot people out there too. So they just kept coming, and I hope they get them.
On the next Dr. Phil, do you know a narcissist?
My world revolves around me completely. That whole thing was a mischaracterization. You made me look horrible.
Is this a mischaracterization of her?
No.
Eyewitness now, Louis Bourbano, is also with us right now. Louis, you were inside the club as well?
Yes, George. I was inside one of the main bars in the front when you turn in at first.
Where was the shooting coming from?
The entrance was to my right. I was at the far end. To the left of the bar, there's a mini hallway that enters to my bar, where the bar was in. I don't even remember breathing. I
have a certain amount of trepidation. The year anniversary, we talk about it with our friends in this group of families, the people that we resonate with, and we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know what to do. We haven't figured it out yet.
Pull the trigger! Wait, take me with you. But I don't even know where I'm going. I won't go to a heaven you've abandoned. Just pull the trigger! Okay.
Was bloody. This is the shirt you actually.
I got sprayed with some bullets right there.
And how is your arm now? Obviously, it's in.
Like still got the 2 holes right there where they entered, and they thought it might have.
Bullet entered.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't enter anywhere else because it would have done some damage. And then the shrapnel is still like on my shoulder right in here.
So the shrapnel's still inside your shoulder.
Sir.
Are they going to take that out, or?
They said they're going to wait because it's a complicated surgery because of the muscle, so it may not.
Don't just have a great night. Have an American night.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom. All right. And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one.
We at war.
America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
Racism, but most of all, we at war with ourselves.
Enough?
Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people.
If you want to go fight, go to Iraq and Afghanistan. Stop hurting these people, man. Why y'all do this to our people? I've been to Iraq 14 months for my people. It doesn't make any sense. How do you sleep at night? There is no honor in this. You're here to protect us. Protect us. Why are you hurting U.S. citizens?
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason. A world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness.